Okay, good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Reno Virtual College Fair. We're going to wait just another minute or so, let all the students click the right buttons to get in the room. So thank you for being here. We'll get started in just a second. Okay, I think we'll go ahead and get started. Again, good evening. Welcome to the Reno Virtual College Fair. We are excited that you're here. We have a great group of colleges and universities and presenters lined up for you this evening. So we're excited for you to learn a little bit more about these colleges that you're interested in and help with your college search. A few housekeeping announcements from me before we get started. First, your cameras and microphones are turned off, so don't worry, we can't see you or hear you. Hopefully you can see and hear us okay. If for some reason you can't or that changes, send us a message using that Q&A button on your Zoom toolbar and we'll be happy to help troubleshoot that with you. Speaking of the Q&A button, that's really your best way to engage with our colleges and presenters this evening. So as you have questions throughout the session, feel free to submit those using the Q&A button. Again, it can be questions specific to a particular college, or it can be a general question that you would like anyone and everyone to pop in and answer. But feel free to submit those all throughout the session. It doesn't just have to be while that particular college is presenting. We'll be responding to those kind of behind the scenes throughout the session as well. Don't forget, this is just one of many different sessions being offered this evening. So be sure to check the StrideScan website where you signed up and find any additional sessions you might be interested in, as well as all the session recordings will be available within about a week or so. So before we get started, I just want to show you what our schedule is for tonight. We have 6 colleges and universities that you'll be hearing from. So the Oregon Institute of Technology, California Institute of Technology, New Mexico Tech, Verto Education, Golden West College, and University of Advancing Technology. So to kick us off, I'm going to turn it over to Oregon Institute of Technology.
All right, so good evening, everyone. My name is Jim, and I'm an admissions counselor with Oregon Tech, also known as Oregon Institute of Technology. We're located here in beautiful Southern Oregon with almost 300 days of sunshine. You can see our campus there on the screen with many of our buildings that we have students on campus at our main campus location, looking at the Cascade Mountain Range and overlooking the Klamath Falls, Klamath Lake. And then we do have first year and transfer living on experience, so residence halls and apartments available for students. We are ran off 90% of renewable energy through solar and geothermal resources. Hopefully by 2030, we're going to be completely sustaining ourselves, producing all of our own energy. We serve over 5,000 students, but they come in a different varieties. So the majority of our undergraduate students are at our main campus location, with over 2,300 of them studying at our main campus. We have the model hands-on education for real-world achievement because all of our programs require experiential learning outcomes. These outcomes can come in a variety of forms, whether these are labs, research projects and opportunities, clinical rotations over at the hospital across the street for our health science students, or internships or externships. So with our hands-on curriculum, our small classes under 20 students, 90% of our classes under 30 students, our students are the most successful graduates in the state of Oregon, and they're the highest paid graduates as well. There on the screen, you can see our brand new building that is coming up in the fall of 2021 as our Center for Excellence in Engineering, Technology, and Management. We're broken down into our College of Engineering, Technology, and Management and our College of Health, Arts, and Sciences. So some of the underlined programs you see here are more popular or unique to Oregon Tech. Mechanical engineering being very broad, going into aeronautical, aerospace, or automotive. We're the first school in the nation to offer a renewable energy engineering degree, both as a bachelor's of science and a master's of science. Very popular now are engineering programs with computer systems, so software programming or hardware systems, and then cybersecurity, protecting sensitive data and information that's out there on the web, and making sure that it doesn't fall into the wrong hands. So I'll answer questions later on after this, but we'll continue on to our College of Health, Arts, and Sciences. So broken down a little bit here, on the left-hand side, we have students taking foundational science courses in their first couple of years, and then applying to programs such as ultrasound, x-ray, respiratory care, and nursing, our students have almost 100% graduation and passing rate for their boards when they graduate and become certified and licensed professionals. You can go into any hospital in Oregon, and then within one of their departments for imaging or nursing, you're going to find one of our graduate students, and we expand outside of Oregon as well. 80% of our students studying biology, health sciences get into their first choice medical program. So whether that's going to doctoral program, dentistry program, or physical therapy, we are bringing a doctorate of physical therapy to Oregon Tech in the next year. So some exciting things, bringing our first doctoral program. But we focus on bachelor's of science degrees and master's of science degrees. Down below are unique to Oregon Tech as well. Environmental sciences being very popular with the outdoors surrounding us here in Southern Oregon, where our labs are the outdoors, are the environment in which we live and trying to protect. So we'll move on to other opportunities at Oregon Tech. Outside of the classroom, we have students engaged in academic clubs, whether they're social-based clubs or community service-based. We also have where you can create your own club on campus if we don't have one you're interested in, but want to start your own. We also have a big outdoor leadership program because we are within range of 4 mountains in the wintertime. We have other opportunities for kayaking and whitewater rafting and hiking and that kind of thing. We also are participants in NAIA Division II athletics with multiple national championships throughout our historic run since 1947. So very popular in the wintertime are going to be our men's and women's basketball programs. And then we have several national championships within track and field. Our students are involved in a lot on campus, but our application process and joining us here at Oregon Tech and becoming an OWL is very simple. We have our own application and we look for 15 core subject requirements. We have you fill those out within our self-report application, and we do not require test scores, ACT or SAT. We do not require letters of recommendation, extracurricular activities, or anything of that nature. We want to look at your academic success in high school. We also are waiving the application fee for anyone tonight. The waiver code is first year, no space, all lowercase. We look at final high school transcripts when you graduate, and then there on the right are dates and deadlines. So we have rolling admissions where you can apply anytime and we'll receive an admissions decision within 5 business days. But we want to make sure we're hitting our November 1st date, or if not, our March 1st date, and then committing to Oregon Tech for the upcoming fall year, once admitted by May 1st each year. Exclusive to out-of-state students is going to be our Western Undergraduate Exchange Program. So for tuition and fee purposes, students are paying 150% of the in-state tuition rates, which is almost 50% lower than what our out-of-state students are paying, not a part of this program. As long as you're admitted to the university and in an eligible program, you will be a part of the WUI, the Western Undergraduate Exchange with Oregon Tech. And then there's no special application or GPA requirement there. And we have stackable scholarships as well. So these can be merit-based or activity-based. If you have any follow-up questions about Oregon Tech, our programs or opportunities with us, please put your questions in the chat today, or you can email me or give me a call at the information on your screen. So thank you very much, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your evening.
Great, thank you, Jim. Okay, next up we are going to the California Institute of Technology.
Hello. I'm hoping that my screen is sharing now. Tyler, you'll tell me if
Looks
it's
great.
not. Great. My name is Jan Lacoste, and I'm Associate Director of Admissions at the California Institute of Technology, or Caltech. My pronouns are she, her, hers. Caltech is an intimately sized campus in Pasadena, California, with a significant impact in STEM. Pasadena is home to the annual Tournament of Roses Parade and Rose Bowl football game. You may know it from that. And we respectfully acknowledge and honor the Tongva people upon whose ancestral lands our campus is located. Curiosity is what put Curiosity and soon the Perseverance rover on Mars. Both rovers were built at NASA's Jet Propulsion Lab, which is a division of Caltech. Much of what you learn in STEM classes today can be traced in some way to Caltech. Think of the theory of quantum electrodynamics, why Pluto is a dwarf planet, earthquake science. Think of scientists like Pamela Bjorkman, whose lab is working on a vaccine for COVID-19, Francis Arnold, who pioneered the directed evolution of enzymes and won a Nobel Prize in 2018, or Katie Bowman, who created an algorithm and put together a team that photographed a black hole. These are all current Caltech faculty. At Caltech, each of our scientists and engineers is an innovator. The people who spend their careers here choose Caltech because it's known for solving the most difficult problems. They work under conditions that can even lead to the creation of new disciplines as they advance their research goals. All of our students have access and opportunities to conduct research with professors. In this slide, you see students working in the Jim Hall prototyping lab. That's the middle bottom picture. At NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory, this is in the Mars yard in the upper right. And in wet labs doing primary research, often through our summer undergraduate research fellowship program. Our undergrads typically do research during the summer, often at Caltech, JPL, or another university through our SURF program. And this gives them the opportunity to conduct research under the guidance of experienced mentors who are working at the frontier of their fields, doing cutting edge, bleeding edge science. At the Institute, we foster curiosity and discovery. We have around 950 undergraduates and a 3-to-1 student-faculty ratio. We educate outstanding students to become creative members of society. We offer need-based financial aid, and we meet 100% of demonstrated financial need. Faculty teach all of the classes from the first term 200-person core course, only lasts 10 weeks, it's just one term, to the 5-person seminar and everything in between. Students declare an option, that's what we call majors, toward the end of their first year of study. We're a residential research community. And in our residential research community, our techers are creative. Our students live, learn, collaborate, and have downtime on campus in a residential section of Pasadena. Downtown Pasadena is just minutes away. 95% of our students live on campus in a normal year. We have myriad clubs depending on student interest, music, including an orchestra, concert band, jazz band, the list goes on, Division III sports teams and club teams, theater, art, you name it. We take an interdisciplinary approach to STEM, and this is seen in our core curriculum, which comprises both STEM and humanities and social sciences and physical education, if you look closely. Regardless of intended major, all of our students have this interdisciplinary base to anchor their studies. Our students collaborate on problem sets, and they learn to ask questions when they need help. Collaboration fosters community, and it offers support and a sort of college family. Our students learn early on how STEM fields are interrelated by applying principles used in one class in their work in another. So how do you know if Caltech is right for you? At the Institute, our professors will challenge you in every single class. We encourage you to think critically, and we foster an environment where we expect you to stretch your intellect. Imagine this scenario. You've been accepted to Caltech. You've decided to call it home for your undergraduate career. You open your Math 1A vector calculus textbook, your very first math class at Caltech, for your first assignment, and this is what you see. What's your reaction to envisioning this scenario? Now I'm asking because mathematics is the bedrock of all coursework at Caltech. This doesn't mean that you're expected to know how to solve pure abstract math problems when you get there. Most students are not interacting with proof-based math at the high school level. Rather, the admissions committee is focused on how prepared you are to learn ways to solve problem sets like the one in this slide. We want to know if you're motivated about what you'll learn at Caltech so you will be able to solve those practice problems. When you apply, these are our requirements: Common App or Coalition App, QuestBridge Partner. And the thing I really want to note is that we have a moratorium on the SAT and ACT for entry in 2021 and 2022. That means that we will not even consider those scores as part of the application materials. No SAT, ACT, no subject exams, no AP scores. We don't require subject tests. We're going to look instead at your curriculum. We want to make sure that you are challenging yourself and that you're doing well. In a nutshell, that's Caltech. I'll turn it over to the next rep.
Great, thanks so much, Jan. Okay, next up, we are going to hear from New Mexico Tech. Brittany, I think you're muted.
I am muted. There it goes. Okay.
There you go.
So welcome to New Mexico Tech. My name is Brittany. I'm an admission advisor at New Mexico Tech, and I'm also alumni. So I graduated in 2016 with a Bachelor's of Science in Biology. At New Mexico Tech, these are admission requirements. To be admitted to the school, we require that you have a 2.5 GPA and a 21 ACT or 1070 SAT. New Mexico Tech also honors dual credit, AP credit, and IB credit. Depending on your scores, you'll receive college credit. AP, it's a score of a 3 or better. There's certain classes that are pickier, for instance, math and physics. Math and physics both require that you have a score of a 4 or a 5 to receive college credit. And that's just because those are foundational courses at New Mexico Tech, and we want to make sure you understand the criteria before you move on in your college career. We are a small school, so our student population is less than 2,000 students. Our ratio is 1 faculty member per 12 students. What that means for you is that gives our professors the ability to teach hands-on. These two pictures are from an anatomy course that's taught at New Mexico Tech. This is Dr. Wilkinson. He's actually a vet in Socorro, which is the town that we're located at. This is his personal course. He took it and painted bone structures on one side and muscle structures on the other. And we had class outside under the trees. Now it's kind of a hands-on way to teach anatomy, and that's just one of the brief examples of the hands-on learning style that New Mexico Tech has to offer. Our average class size is 25. What that means for you is you're on a one-on-one basis with all of your professors. They all know you by name, and they know what you want to do, and they help you achieve your goals. You're not just a number. Our professors know you pretty personally. These are engineering programs. Something to keep in mind with this slide and the next slide is any degree that has a star next to it offers a 4+1 or a 5-year combined bachelor's and master's degree. So in 5 years, you can graduate with both your undergraduate degree and graduate degree. Regardless of the engineering discipline that you choose, you are going to be required to do a design project of varying lengths. The pictures on the right-hand side of the screen are some of those projects that you could be involved in. So this top picture, her name is Edie. She's one of our staff members. She lost all the fingers on her left hand in an accident, and our students are building a prosthetic hand for her. So that's a mechanical engineering project. Next picture is the Mini Baja. That's a go-kart that's redesigned by our students every year. And then they take it and race it against other engineering schools. The bottom picture is the concrete canoe contest. That is a contest that's under the civil engineering department. Those students build a canoe out of concrete every year, and then they take it to a lake and race it against other engineering schools. As you can see, the majority of the time, our canoe does float. Colleges of Arts and Sciences. These are all of our science degree programs. Again, any program that you see with a star next to it offers a 4+1 or a 5-year combined bachelor's and master's degree. Now, if you're thinking of medical school, our biology department does have a 100% acceptance rate into medical school, and we've maintained that for the past 4 years. So if you're thinking about medical school, our programs have an excellent reputation. Other ones, we do have physics. We offer an astrophysics option as well as an atmospheric physics option. We are a research institution, so astrophysics, our students have access to the Magdalena Ridge Observatory. That's an array of telescopes that they use to take high-definition pictures of structures in space. Atmospheric research, they do lightning research. So we have Langmuir Laboratories, which is where they're doing the lightning-related research. We do have psychology. The difference between our psychology department and other schools is we award a Bachelor's of Science, and that's because our psychology department does research. If you've ever heard of the nicotine patch, that was invented on our school by one of our professors, specifically in the psychology department. So this is the direct cost. So most of you guys are probably out of state, so you're looking at the non-resident column. So tuition and fees, room and board, these costs are per year. And room and board is a worst case scenario. So we took the most expensive residence hall and combined it with the most expensive meal plan. If you don't do that, you can take a couple $1,000s off. The majority of our students end up paying somewhere between $5,000 and $6,000 for room and board. These are scholarships. Now, our out-of-state students qualify for both tuition reduction scholarships as well as merit-based scholarships. So you guys are going to qualify for a scholarship off of this slide and the next slide potentially if you meet our criteria. So all of our scholarships are merit-based, meaning they're awarded based on your GPA and test score. The application for scholarships is also the application for admission. So when you apply, you're automatically applying for scholarships as well. All of these are based on your high school GPA and how well you have done on the ACT or SAT. Now let's take example, the Silver Scholarship. So the Silver Scholarship requires a score of a GPA of 3.25 and ACT score of a 27. So with that, you would get $4,000 per year, and that would stack directly on top of one of these scholarships. So these are out-of-state scholarships. So the scholarship that I talked about previously, if you qualify for that, you also qualify for the competitive scholarship. Now with the competitive scholarship, we automatically grant in-state tuition. So instead of $24,000, you'd be looking at $8,000. And then directly on top of the competitive scholarship, you would get the presidential scholarship, which is $4,000. So it's basically half off of in-state tuition. So you'd be only looking at $4,500 roughly of tuition for a full year to attend New Mexico Tech. Now, if you don't qualify for that, there's other scholarships available as well. We are a WUI state. So that any one of those merit scholarships will stack directly on top of the WUI scholarship as well. These are important dates to keep in mind. We do have an open house coming up on November 7th and the 21st. For best consideration of scholarships, the deadline is March 1st. So by March 1st, you need to apply, get us your application, transcript, and test score by March 1st to be for best consideration of scholarships. And this is just some general information. We are doing one-on-one visits with our staff on Monday, Wednesday, Friday from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. Also on the first Friday of every month, we're hosting a virtual information session and campus tour. With that, you get a presentation and a virtual campus tour, and you also get a question and answers session with some of our staff members. And that's an application for that's a link for our application.
Okay, great. Thank you, Brittany. Okay, next up, we are going to go to Verto Education.
All right. Thanks so much, Tyler. Share my screen really quick. Okay. Thank you all who are attending tonight. I know it's a crazy year. I can see there's 20 of you watching this presentation right now. So I wish I could see you and see your faces in person, but this is the world we live in now. So more power to you guys. I barely made it through high school in 4 normal years. So the fact that you guys are getting through it during this time is awesome. Cool. So I'm going to talk about Verto Education, a little bit different. So bear with me. My name's Josh. I'm our Senior Associate Director of Admission. I would say if you're somebody who is thinking about a 4-year degree, if you're somebody who has wanted to travel the world or experience a different country, or if you're someone who's kind of deciding between what your next step should be after high school, I think this is a good fit, so we can kind of fulfill a lot of student needs here. So we'll get into it. Really what we do at Verto is send students abroad for their first semester of college. We think that traveling is one of the best ways to learn. One of the most important things you can do as a young person is to get out of your bubble, get out of your comfort zone, and experience life through somebody's eyes who thinks differently than you. I've been working in student travel for about 8 years and work with students in places like India and Tanzania and about 12 other countries in Asia. And I can tell you it's a really transformative experience. So we want students to be able to have that experience to start college. So when students are traveling with us, they're earning college credit, but depending on where they're going, where they're traveling to, the experiences look different. There's a lot to what we do, and I'm going to breeze through this. So forgive me if I'm talking a mile a minute here. One, I think, easy way to think about Verto is kind of like the Common App. We partner with about 50 universities across the country. Students can apply through Verto for free to any of our schools. It gives you an advantage getting in, and upon acceptance, you're able to spend your first semester again out in the world experiencing a different country and a new culture. We're not a gap year. We get confused as a gap year all the time. Skip that stuff, all good. So where can you go? What can you do? Where can you travel? We have 6 different semester options: Italy, England, Spain, Hawaii, Latin America, the South Pacific. Depending on what your learning style is, depending on what kind of experience is calling to you, the different semesters offer different sort of experiences. So I'm going to go over 2 of them, I guess, because we don't have a ton of time here. let's talk about Milan. So in Milan, our students are studying at an Italian university. It's called Università Cattolica. If you are a critical thinker, a deep thinker, a visual learner, you're going to be studying philosophy, art, history, really trying to make the curriculum relevant to the places you're living. So of course, Italy is like the best place in the world to do that. Also carbs, because it's Italy. And actually, this picture here, really quickly, this is that Italian university you'd be studying at. So they're kind of famous for those red archways there. So that would be your first semester of college in Italy, in Milan. Beautiful country. We have field semesters that are structured differently. So you'll still earn 16 credits every semester. You're walking away with a full credit load. But on our field semesters, you're really never setting foot in the classroom. So let's look at Hawaii. No, you know what? Let's look at Latin America. In Latin America, students are in 2 countries, Costa Rica, Dominican Republic. They're studying the Spanish language. They're studying global health. They're studying development and history. Each of these courses is actually corresponding with a different location within these regions. So in the Dominican Republic, for example, our global health course is in the jungle. You're working with communities on their irrigation systems and looking at what access to clean water means from public health. For Spanish, you're taking Spanish throughout the semester and understanding the differences in the language between Costa Rica and the Dominican Republic, which is fascinating. So here's some student pictures from the DR and Costa Rica. This is our base house in the Dominican Republic. That's where you'd be living and studying taking your courses. Again, if you're looking to get out and unplug and just experience parts of the world that people are just not privy to, this is a great way to do it and still earn college credit. Okay, and I know I'm talking so fast here. The other thing that we do, guys, is partner with colleges. So any of these schools on this list here, this is actually not the full list, you can apply to through Verto. Again, it's a free application. What's really exciting is that we're seeing students have a real high advantage in getting into these universities applying through Verto because they really like students who travel and they know they're going to add in just really positive ways to their university. So if your GPA is lower, your test grades aren't so good, applying to college through Verto gives you a much higher shot at getting in. If you're not interested in a partner school, let us know what college you're looking at and we'll help you transfer the credits. We don't want this to be a barrier for any student if they're not interested in a partner school. So this is what the application looks like. This is just a screenshot. You can literally just tick off on a box which schools you'd like to apply to. Again, it's free and we don't have a minimum GPA or required test scores. I also would like to talk about affordability. That's a huge part of what we do. I think it's important for students to know that when they're paying Verto tuition, if they're paying Verto tuition, every single cent is going towards your experience. That's just something that we've intentionally put in place. You're not paying for the new telescope that's going in, the observatory that you're never going to step foot in. You're not paying for the football coach's salary. Both important things, but should students pay for that in their tuition? I don't know the answer, but you're not going to pay for it at Verto, which is good. FAFSA scholarships are available. We've got need-based scholarships based on income. So if you're under $65K a year in your household or under $125K a year in your household, you'll get a $10,000 grant or a $5,000 grant. You can use those in Latin America or Hawaii. We have, and I'll skip this slide for now, good visual of the tuition breakdown per semester. I should say too, all these semesters included in your tuition is housing and meals. So thinking about a 4-year university tuition plus a housing plan and a meal plan compared to maybe a semester in Latin America for $5,000, that's a huge saving potentially. Oh, I'm getting the wrap it up from Tyler. We also have an honors program. That's really cool. And if you're interested, you can scan this little code here and I'll see it come through and then I'll schedule a one-on-one with you. We can talk about it. So 2 seconds for that and I'm done.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Josh. Okay, next up, we are going to go to Golden West College.
All right, thank you. I'm gonna pull up the presentation. Hopefully you can all see this. Yes. All right.
Looks great.
Thank you. All right. So my name is Kaori Nakama. I am a student services specialist here at Golden West College in Huntington Beach, California. So this is our pier. It is about 10-15 minutes away from here. And this is where the US Surf Open happens every year, except this year, unfortunately. But we're located in a beautiful location. So to tell you a little bit about Golden West College, since we don't have a lot of time, we are a California community college. And we're a mid-sized institution. We have about 10,000 students, give or take. And that, so we're not too big like UCLA, but we're not too small like some of our neighboring institutions. And we have over 60 fields of study and over 40 certificate programs. So we have something for everyone. We offer associate's degrees, career certificates if you're maybe looking to go straight into the workforce. But a lot of our students, what they do is transfer to UCs, CSUs, or other private and out-of-state institutions like the people present here. So I'm going to focus a little bit more on the transfer and how California, just studying in California works in general. We are open access admission, so that means we don't need, there's no admission requirement really, so I'll talk about that a little more later. And we offer very affordable tuition as a community college, so it can be a very smart path for you if you are looking to study in California as an out-of-state student. And then finally, again, we are in Huntington Beach, just 30 miles from LAX, I think 20 minutes from Disneyland, and then 10 minutes from the beach. So we are in a great location. So to tell you about California public higher education, because we have so many schools in California, it can be, the names and things can be very confusing. So we have 9 UC campuses in California. So you've probably heard of UCLA, UC Berkeley, and maybe UC San Diego. That's where the UCs are. And then we have 23 CSU campuses. They're California State Universities. So the famous ones include CSU Long Beach, or maybe SDSU, so San Diego State. You probably heard of those. But what we're one of the 114 California community colleges. So there's a lot of them. And what California Community College offers, career certificates and associate's degree, but really a pathway to the UCs and CSUs and even some private institutions. So to get into Golden West College, we have very simple admission requirement. You don't need SAT, you don't need ACT, you just need to be over 18 or have graduated high school. And this big picture on top is our new STEM center. And then what we offer as a pathway is CSU degree with a guarantee. So we have a associate's with a transfer emphasis. That means it guarantees you an admission to a CSU school, one of the CSU schools. And then we also offer a TAG program, UC Transfer Admission Guarantee Program, which if you participate, you can get guaranteed admission to one of the UC campuses, except UCLA, UC Berkeley, and UC San Diego are excluded from this agreement since they are super competitive, right? But if you're looking to go to UC Irvine, like shown right here underneath, or UC Santa Barbara, that's where I went, our community college can be a great path for you. Right. So how to apply to GWC? You just create an open account at Open California Community Colleges, so OpenCCC, apply, and then you just submit your application online. Simple as that. And then to enroll, I want to talk about the FAFSA and financial aid and the cost here a little bit. Once you apply, you will also submit FAFSA or financial aid application. And as an out-of-state student, you won't be eligible for California financial aid, but you can still get federal financial aid that can help you pay for tuition. And for out-of-state students, our tuition for 1 year, your first year, is about $8,500, so $8,500 for the first year. And then if you are able to establish a California residency, then your tuition will go down to $1,000, I think, or $1,200 a year. So super cheap. And again, you can apply for financial aid and cover a lot of that cost. Now, after you get all of that done, you can enroll in classes, select your math and English classes, meet a counselor, and all that good stuff, and come to Huntington Beach. I want to just mention a little bit about our town and moving to Huntington Beach. So we don't have a dorm on campus. Not a lot of community colleges do, but we offer some furnished apartments in partner with what's called student link apartments. So they offer dorm style of housing in apartments nearby. We also offer free bus passes for transportation. And then there's a couple other cool ways to save at our campus that I won't go into here. But so that wraps up really my presentation. But one for homework for you guys I want tonight is follow us on Instagram, connect with us. And if you have any questions, you can DM me. I just learned that word recently, or you can email me or give us a call a traditional way, whatever works. Thank you.
Great, thank you. Okay, and last but not least, we are going to the University of Advancing Technology with Lori.
Hi, Tyler. How much time do I have left? What time do I need to end by?
You have about 6 minutes.
Okay.
So yeah, 9:13.
Okay, awesome. Good evening, everybody. Thank you so much for being here tonight, Reno students. My name is Lori, and I'm an admissions representative with University of Advancing Technology. Do you love technology? If you do, UAT is for you. We're located in Tempe, Arizona. We're right next to Phoenix. What makes us unique? We have less than 1,000 students, only about 15 students a class. We offer Bachelor of Science, Bachelor of Arts, and Master of Science degrees. You can choose your favorite major, and you'll have 8 elective classes to take classes from other majors, or you can double major. Under digital arts, we offer digital video, advertising art, digital marketing, and web design. Our software and engineering degrees we offer include advancing computer science, data science, and artificial intelligence. We do offer gaming degrees, which are very popular: game design, virtual reality, game art and animation, and game programming. Under business and innovation, we have technology studies and business technology. Cybersecurity degrees we have include network engineering. This is our IT degree, network security and technology forensics. We also have robotics and embedded systems, human computer interaction, and digital maker and fabrication. We're regionally accredited through the Higher Learning Commission, which is recognized by the Department of Education. You can apply as a sophomore, junior, or senior in high school. It's free to apply, and there's no SAT nor ACT required. We ask you 5 mini essay questions and combine it with your GPA to determine acceptance and scholarships. We have all kinds of clubs like esports that competes in Overwatch and Fortnite, anime, manga, robotics club, Pokemon trainers club, as well as other clubs. So when you graduate, you'll graduate in less than 3 years with your bachelor's degree, because our students attend all year round. You'll graduate also with a student innovation project to show and an internship work experience. Thank you so much for your time, and I'll hand it back to Tyler.
Great, thanks so much, Lori. Okay, well, we have a few extra minutes, so I'm going to ask our presenters if you want to hop back on video real quick. I'm going to give you each another 30 seconds or so if you want to share a favorite tradition on your campus, or a favorite experience that students can look forward to, or a favorite experience that students have through one of your programs. That would be great. So we'll go in the same order that we started with. And so we'll kick things off with Oregon and Jim.
Hi everyone, Jim from Oregon Tech again. So a favorite welcome week tradition for Oregon Tech is we have events all throughout the week, but then we do a night hike up to the O that's on the hill behind our campus, and everyone takes glow sticks, and you can see it from miles away with the flights that we have up there, and it's beautiful seeing looking over the sunset through the Cascade Mountains and Klamath Lake that our campus looks over. So beautiful outdoor scenery there. So it's a great way to start off the new year that we can do that on campus in normal times.
For Caltech, one of my favorite traditions is Ditch Day. It's a combination of Senior Skip Day meets the Amazing Race. All of our seniors leave campus on this predetermined day. Nobody knows when it's going to be, except the seniors, and they're not telling anyone. And they leave behind scavenger hunts for all the underclassmen. So the underclassmen run down and to the lobby of their dorms, and they sign up for a stack for one of these scavenger hunts. And they are doing math and physics puzzles all day and brute force things, like maybe that they run from clue to clue. One clue might be figuring out lines of code. Another clue might be frozen in a big block of ice. And at the end of the day, there's a big present for them from the seniors who put together their stack.
Awesome. Okay. Sorry, my screen's not loading. New Mexico Tech, Brittany.
So at New Mexico Tech, our homecoming is called 49ers. And like Oregon Tech, we do have a mountain, and on our mountain is an M. It stands for miners. Majority of the time, you cannot get to it because it's on an explosives facility. And so we don't allow people on there. The one time a year that it is open is for 49ers, and there's a tradition called Paint the M. So what that is students carry 50-pound bags of field chalk up to the top of the mountain. And then when they get to the M, they throw it on the M to help keep it white. And the first, I think it's 5 students up the mountain get a cash prize that choose to carry the bag of chalk. It's really fun. It's really neat. Because it is closed, there isn't a trail. So it's kind of a point A, point B, go thing. There is obviously an easier course to take, but that's not the course that all students take. And it's really fun to see the different paths the students choose to take up the mountain.
Awesome, thanks. Okay, Josh.
Thanks, that sounds great. I want to paint the M and go on a scavenger hunt. That sounds really fun. Traditions. Well, on our New Zealand semester, we have students do the haka. If anybody's ever seen the Maori culture do the haka, it's like you can go down a really cool YouTube rabbit hole of like rugby teams doing the haka before matches and stuff. It's so cool. So our students get to learn from traditional folks that dance and tradition and be super intimidating for 20 minutes.
That's awesome. Okay, Golden West, I think you're up next.
Yeah, my video is disabled by you.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
There we go. Let's try that.
There we go. Thank you. Well, speaking of Haka, we host International Education Week every November, and we have a variety of dancers and performances in every year. And our tradition has been to have Haka dancers. We have taiko drummers, the Japanese drumming, and we've had some folklorico dancers performing. So I think those are always super fun. Fortunately, this year we're going to be doing them virtually, but we'll still have musicians coming in on Zoom.
Awesome, thanks. Okay, Lori, you want to round us out?
Yes, so at UAT, we have 48-hour game jam where the students, the gaming students get into teams and they have 48 hours to complete a video game and compete with each other. It's just a really awesome time. Thank you.
That's great. Thanks, Lori. Okay, to all of our students who joined us this evening, thank you so much. We appreciate your time. Hopefully you learned a little bit. When you close the session, there will be a link to a very quick 4-question survey. If you don't mind taking a couple minutes to fill that out, we'd really appreciate any feedback that you have. Don't forget to check the StrideScan website, sign up for any additional session you might be interested in, as well as that's the same website where you'll be able to find those video recordings here in about a week or so. So again, thank you for being here. Have a great evening, and we will see you in the next session.